nervous system has been conditioned by society to be in a constant state of fear and panic. Fear is such a powerful emotion that invokes you to behave in ways that you wouldn't normally, and you end up reacting and taking action without thinking. This is you being stuck in the fight, flight, or freeze response. Now, you can get yourself out of this and start to reset your nervous system so that you're not constantly frazzled and making quick decisions without thinking. The most important thing you can do to try to start to reset your nervous system is to start taking space away from everything. Start taking space away from consuming. Start taking space away from social media, from the mainstream media, from constant bombardment of advertisements. All of this is by design. Society is being engineered to be in this constant state of panic. There's so much panic buying, and that is what capitalism thrives on. You making quick decisions without thinking because you feel like there's a fear of scarcity, there's a fear of lack, and you quickly buy and gather things out of the fear that you're not going to have enough. To start to reset your nervous system, you have to sit with yourself and start to tell yourself that you are safe, you are loved, you are protected, and it's okay to take space and rest. Rest is okay. That is another thing that has been conditioned and programmed into our society and into our nervous systems, that if you're not working hard and you're not being productive, that you will ultimately end up on the streets, you're gonna be unsuccessful, you're not gonna make enough money, and you will just die. And you have to start to learn to take space for yourself and take space away from this constant bombardment. Everything down to even the colors of packaging on food or colors of advertisements is intentional to put you in that state of fear. To reset your nervous system, you have to start creating instead of consuming. That is the greatest act of rebellion you can do, is to start creating instead of constantly doom scrolling and consuming content, consuming advertisements, consuming media. And where your attention goes, energy flows. Your attention and focus is the most powerful and prosperous thing in the current economy and society, and that is why everything is engineered and designed the way it is, to put you into a state of fear, a state of lack, a state of scarcity, where you will start panic buying. All of your attention is being scattered across multiple different things. If you start to get more intentional on your attention, your focus, what you're doing in your life, where you're putting your energy towards, you are going to see yourself start to grow more. Your goals are going to be achieved faster. You're going to open up more doors of opportunity. It seems counterintuitive to just focus on one thing or be more intentional about your focus when everything is pulling you every which way. You're afraid about making your bills. You're afraid about keeping yourself afloat. You're afraid about all these different things that society is constantly bombarding you with. And it feels like if you take your attention away from any of these things, that it's just going to wither and die, and you are going to be unsuccessful. You're going to end up losing your job or whatever. It's actually more powerful and more abundant for you to get more intentional and be intentional on about where your energy goes. What are you pouring yourself into? Who are you pouring yourself into? And start pouring your energy back into yourself and onto your own goals and your own aspirations and your manifestations. When you start creating from a place of safety versus a space of fear, you are going to see so much more success. The doors of opportunity will start opening. All of those things that were blocking you before were being blocked by your fear. Whatever vibration you're in will be matched by the universe. If you're creating or you're pursuing different goals and things out of a space of fear of scarcity, a fear of lack, a fear of whatever, You're going to see so many blockages that stop you from achieving those things. If you reset your nervous system to a place of safety and telling yourself, I'm safe here, I'm protected here, it's okay to rest, it's okay to create, it's okay to not be productive in the way that society tells us to be productive and hustling and grinding. If you're creating from a space of peace and a space of rest and a space of having a full cup, and instead of creating from a space of fear and reacting instead of responding to your life situations, you are going to remove these blocks from your life. You are the one that is standing in your own way, and it's not your fault. Society is literally engineered to be this way because capitalism thrives on your fear. Capitalism thrives on your attention, where when your attention is scattered and you don't have time to think, and they're bombarding you with fear, you are going to just panic buy. You're going to panic and you're going to react exactly the way they engineer you to react. When you slow down, take time to breathe and meditate and just be and exist. Have you ever noticed that when you sleep on a decision, that you usually end up changing what your original decision was going to be versus responding in the moment and reacting in the moment? That's because you're giving yourself space, you're giving yourself time, and you're allowing different ideas and inspirations and inspired actions to come into your aura. Once you have space, you are creating room for these new opportunities to come. You're creating room for these inspired actions, this inspiration to come. If you're in a constantly frazzled state, you're just gonna keep creating the same situations over and over again. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of time and intention to start to reset your nervous system and reparent yourself. But once you start to get on this journey and reparent yourself and tell yourself, it's okay, I am safe here, it's okay to mess up, it's okay to fail, and start embracing yourself in your authenticity, you're going to start to see bigger changes happen, and you're going to start seeing your manifestations coming into your life a lot faster. When you start matching the vibration of what you're trying to attract, it's going to come into your life faster. If you're trying to manifest abundance or more opportunities or more connections or love or all of these things, but your body and your energy is in this vibration of fear or anxiety or worry, you're not going to attract these higher vibrational these higher vibrational things that you're trying to manifest into your life. Everything is energy, and where attention goes, energy flows. So if you're intentional about your attention and you start putting your attention towards what you do want, these positive things in your life that you want to bring in, if you start putting your attention towards gratitude and towards positivity and light and love, even if you don't see it in your external reality yet, it has no choice but to start coming into your life. Those blockages will be removed. You are the one standing in your own way, but it's not your fault, and you can step out of your own way. There is so much you can do to start to change your reality and start co-creating with the universe instead of allowing everything to happen to you and allowing external sources to influence you and influence your behavior and your actions and ultimately your life. When you get intentional about yourself and putting yourself first, your reality has no choice but to reflect that and change around you. Allow yourself the ability to create instead of consume. So I'm going to end this here. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe and join me on this journey. I am so excited to keep creating more content and keep creating and sharing my wisdom and my journey with you. If you made it this far, please comment down below how you're going to get intentional in your life. What's one thing that you're gonna change to be intentional with your attention? And please subscribe and enjoy the rest of your day, evening, night, whatever time it is when this finds you. Peace and love.